No matter where we shop, spending money on random things is always a temptation. With so many ways to spend money online, it seems impossible to avoid making mistakes that upsets our budget. Learning better spending habits is a trick anyone can master. And no, we're not telling you to just quit spending. In today's video, we'll be giving a step-by-step plan to help you learn how to stop spending excessively so you can start actually winning when it comes to cash. Number 1. First of all, know what you're spending money on. Making and sticking to a budget every single month is most likely what's going to help you get out of debt and stay out of it as well. If it's your first time budgeting, you might be surprised by how much money you're spending each week or month on small things like lunches, coffee, or that snack shop at work. When you make your first budget, you need to make sure your basic needs are covered. These include food, shelter, transport, and utilities. Anything that doesn't fall into one of these 4 categories is fair game. No, you don't need to go out to dinner every single night. And as much as it feels like it, Netflix isn't really a utility, sorry. Number 2, then make a budget that works for you. When you're ready to create your monthly spending plan, make sure it's a zero-based budget, which means that your income, your expenses is zero, because you're telling every single dollar where to go. And just keep in mind that it's a working budget. You'll have to keep coming back to it in order to stay on track. Just take a look at the last 3 months to understand where exactly you are spending the most amount of money. For those who fear the B word, rest assured that a budget doesn't need to be complex. You can establish a working budget with just a few simple items. It takes a few months to make your proper budget which works for you. But if you're an expert, take another look at your monthly expenses to find other ways to trim down on your spending. Number 3, make sure to shop with a goal in mind. We've all been there. You're out of shampoo and toothpaste. So with those 2 items in mind, you make a quick run to the nearest store. But as soon as you walk through the doors, you feel the gravitational pull towards food, and then you remember you're out of cereal, coffee, and the list keeps going until you've a full shopping cart. Thanks to a few seemingly innocent purchases, a quick run to the store for 2 essentials gets expensive pretty fast. Does anyone really plan on getting sidetracked while they're out shopping for essentials? Probably not. But if you get caught in this scenario a lot, you might want to make a point to avoid stores which make you spend too much money. Number 4. Next, how to stop spending money at restaurants and takeout. Changing how you spend on food is one of the easiest ways to save money. If you're spending $15 on lunch 4 times a week, that's $60 per week and $240 a month. Just imagine how quickly you could pay off debt with that kind of money. Just take a second to reflect on your last takeout meal. Yeah, those tacos were soggy, cold, and overpriced after delivery fees. And while the pandemic has led many people to make more meals at home, it's also fueled our appetite for delivery and takeout. Consider this. Instead of heading into the grocery store and wandering around the aisles, create your meal plan for the week. Make a list before you go, and then stick to it. Schedule 1 day in a week to shop for the ingredients to make meals at home, and do so with purpose. Planning your meals in advance means lowering your overall food costs. And this doesn't mean you shouldn't ever treat yourself to Sunday brunch or a nice dinner every now and then. Just cut back some and make sure it's in your budget. Number 5, try and resist sales. Now, who doesn't love a good deal? We all do. But the fact of the matter is that retailers know their customers quite well, and they also know the irresistible pull of a flashy and perfectly placed sales rack. But how much is all this saving actually costing you? If you buy a sweater you were never going to buy just because it's 25% off, you're paying 75% more than you would have. Sorry, guys, but that's still called spending and not saving. Again, you can avoid these shopping traps by making a list before you go out. Practice some self-discipline once you're there. If you see an item on sale which isn't on your list, it wasn't meant to be. If you can't stop thinking about it, add to your budget for the next month. Number 6, and you've got to swear off debt. We live in a world where just about anything can be borrowed or financed, which can give a sense of false financial security. It just makes you think that you can afford the payment, the house, the new car, or your next big purchase. but it isn't true. Here's the real deal. If you don't have the cash to pay for something right now, you probably can't really afford it. If you're really serious about learning how to resist spending money, you have to square off debt for good. After all debt does is steal from your income. And not only that, but you're also stuck paying off the loan or interest. Your debt will own you until you pay it off. Think about it. If you go out to a nice dinner with your friends and pay for it with a card, you might as well eat your next paycheck. And if you forget to pay the bill on time, interest gets added, and that simple $1.20 meal just keeps getting more and more expensive. And you barely have anything to show for it. Number 7. Plus, quit using your card. Cards can easily get you on the fast lane right into debt. If you struggle to exercise discipline with cards, it may be best to stop using them completely. In the US, card debt is the #1 factor limiting families from investing and building wealth for their futures. If you're currently solely dependent on your card to help you with expenses, you need to have an honest self-evaluation about it. Determine if you're depending on your card whether you're unable to keep up with your bills, or if you're looking to build rewards from using the card for any other reason. The best method is to ditch the cards and carry cash. It never fails. Carrying cash is by far the easiest solution to ridding yourself of card debt. When you stop carrying them around with you everywhere, it becomes less convenient for you to splurge on an unplanned item. If you're still struggling to stop using the cards, you might need to take more intense action. Put them through the shredder. Number 8. Also, challenge yourself to reach new goals. Are you actually ready to put your willpower to the test? Buy only the bare necessities for a month. You'll be amazed at how little you actually need. If it fits into your budget and doesn't require you to go into debt, spending this necessary money isn't an issue. At the end of the day, do a little soul searching to understand your bigger reason to spend big. What will it take for you to focus on spending less money? Is it saving for a vacation, working toward a milestone buy, or planning for an ideal retirement? Only you can decide that, and when you do, you may find that discipline will come a lot easier. Number 9. And finally, sanitize your social feeds. The last step, if you're wondering how to stop overspending, is to determine what causes you to overspend. Do you find yourself overspending when you hang around certain people? Is it when you see people posting on Instagram? Or when you drive by the store? Once you figure out what your spending triggers are, it's time to address them. This could mean spending less time with the people that you find yourself spending the most money around. Maybe unfollow those people on Instagram or take a different route so you don't have to drive by the store all the time. As far as social media goes, reduce your scroll time altogether to avoid the marketing trap. If this approach feels too drastic, try removing the ads instead of the apps. More specifically, when you're served up an ad on an app, hunt around for the hide ad option to banish it from your feed. Repeat as many times as it takes. And that's a wrap for this video. Which of these methods do you think is most effective to resist spending money? Do try these out and let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.